Chilly but beautiful day out here in Paarl as the action on the hockey field continues to heat up. We've had the under 14A boys, we've had the under 16As. It's now time for the under 19s, the big boys. But first up, before we get to the real big boys of the first team, it is the second sides that take to the field. It's the home side, Paarl Gimnasium, playing in the white t-shirts, going up against the visitors, Fairmont, in the all green as play gets underway. We've seen two intriguing matches thus far today. The under 14s and the under 16 matches both going the way of the home side. So with the final two games to go here in the beautiful Paarl, anything can happen. If we take anything from the under 16 game that happened just before this, we are set for two titanic matches. I'm not alone though.
Good day all.
Eon with me. The man has been pulling the stints on the hockey field as an umpire and has decided to run up and have a change of scenery with me right next to the field. Eon, what are you expecting out of this one?
Oh, I'm expecting a good game. I must say, Paarl Gym's second side is quite one of the best sides in the school, and I see good quality hockey coming here. Already 1 minute in the game, so yeah, let's see what we can pull out the hat here.
Up come Fairmont then with the ball, looking to attack through the heart of the Paarl Gym defense, but not to be, as a solid tackle comes in and wins possession back for the home side. We do, however, expect things to be not playing with each other on the field for, or at least consistently, over a number of weeks, just getting in each other's way and allowing Fairmont to come away with the ball. Neat little aerial pass from Fairmont, finds Maka on the far side with an excellent long ball. Man ahead of him, looks to find him, and unfortunately, pass is behind the defender, but the signs are there if that is a counter-attack that Fairmont can produce. Paarl Gym defense need to be on the lookout.
I must say, the middle of the field of the Fairmont's moving nice into space. Recreates pockets inside in the field as well, where they can kind of stretch the field more and progress towards the circle. So tough to that on Fairmont.
It's excellent vision also shown by the Fairmont left link to pick out his fellow player on the right link, making that run on the far side. It was Maka Mahureva getting himself on the ball, and we see him back on it now as he holds it up and tries to get some support, induces the foul and allows Fairmont now to get another one of those attacks going. Saw it in the under 14 game where the Fairmont side carved out plenty of opportunities, and unfortunately though, they weren't able to get themselves on the score sheet. It came down to that final pass all the time. The thing is, when you've been out of the game for a while and haven't played with each other, that final pass is very crucial, and it's more than likely not going to go your way. But as you continue to play, as you continue to understand each other, you come to realize exactly what your teammate wants and what he prefers, as Fairmont continue to enjoy the bulk of the possession. On this occasion though, the umpire says the ball is lifted dangerously. On the first 5 minutes have come and gone in the blink of an eye. What's your take on the game thus far?
I take on my game that like the ball is going vice versa from both sides. Both coming close to the circle, which is a good sign. But yeah, it's a good way of how they kind of use their vision to build up play and progressing forward, especially from both sides. So yeah, it's pretty good from my point of view.
We've seen excellent matches thus far, and it seems as though, just judging by the early few minutes of this one, that This one's not going to be any different to what we've seen previously. And if that's going to be the case, then the first team game after this one is going to be even better. So do not go anywhere. Stick with us here at Supersport Schools as we continue to bring you the action here between Paarl Gimnasium and Fairmont. We've made the trek from the northern suburbs of Cape Town to this brilliant and well manicured, shall we say, school. It's always nice heading up the N1, coming into Paarl and seeing the mountains, and then coming to this fantastic facility here at Paarl Gymnasium. Today the scenery is even better. There's a sprinkle and a dust of snow on the mountains. Interception from Paarl Gym as they come through now through the heart, but unfortunately for them as well, just that final pass, not finding a teammate.
Yeah, that was a good circle entry, but I think forwards can hang a bit higher. I think they all want to go in more of a flat straight line. So yeah, but forwards can hang a bit higher and create more leads on top of that.
And then patience from the Fairmont side as they come down the left-hand side. Neat little run. Gets the side going forward. Gets the forward momentum. Once again, Fairmont getting into the Paarl Gym 23, but just that final pass, just that hit and hope sort of situation, just finding defenders as quick as that. Paarl Gym turns defense into attack as they get the circle entry on the right-hand side. But the intervention is there from the defense to snuff out that attack, and it's the home side who remain in possession. They've got a long corner. But umpire Tian Stein not having any of the chirping. He's established himself early on this one, sending the Paarl Gym player off the field with a yellow card. Indicates that he's going to be off for 5 minutes. Definitely no nonsense coming in from the officials in this one. So it's the home side. Paarl Gym, we're down to 10 men for the next 5 minutes or so. It's excellent opportunity though for Fairmont.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for Fairmont, especially with Paarl Gym being man down. Especially from my coaching point of view, is I would overlap in every situation I can be in, and just creating that opportunity in that 5 minutes I have. So yeah, it's pretty good quality and good using the advantage.
So if your opposition does go down to 10 men, and it's like we've had the situation now where it's one of the strikers, from a coaching perspective, what are you looking for? What do you want your midfielders, your defensive line to do, considering that as a defensive unit, you've got one extra man?
Yeah, so if we go speaking more in a defensive wise, so Paarl Gym being man down, I would rather have all my players become more narrow in the field, and particularly the middle of the field, and kind of channeling more the wides. Speaking of offensive wides, I would kind of try and build up, trying to be always man up, creating 2v1 scenarios in every situation, yeah. So just always trying to be a man up in every situation, yeah.
Well, you wouldn't say at the moment that Paarl Gym are playing with a man down as they continue to hold much of the possession. The clock ticks towards the 10-minute mark in this opening half of the second team game between Paarl Gymnasium and Fairmont. But as quickly as they're defending, here comes Fairmont through the heart. It's 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. And out comes the keeper, makes an excellent save with the stick. And has the presence of mind to figure out where he is. He was still in the circle, so he was able to kick the ball, but lost his stick in the process. And out of the corner of my eye, I can see him frantically trying to locate the stick as Fairmont remains in possession, and his eyes is firmly glued on the game to marshal the defense. It was an excellent opportunity for the visitors, but excellent work from the goalkeeper, as we said once again, coming out, getting his stick in the way, and unfortunately for him, it gets hooked in the striker's stick. And it's one of those bizarre and weird things about this game that every once in a while sticks get hooked, and one of them ends up flying.
Yeah, that's true. You know, especially if you boot loose or you don't have a stick on you, you just kind of have to play the game. Especially being a goalkeeper, it's beneficial from a goalkeeper to use their pads as well.
Another circle entry for Fairmont. As this time they look for the short corner, but not to be, as that talisman Jacques Porter gets his stick down, makes an excellent tackle and smashes the ball upfield to get his side out of the danger zone. But as we say, there is another turnover as the visitors come back. But what we've often seen is that when two sides play high intensity, attacking brand of hockey, turnovers become very common.
Yeah, that's common to happen, especially when players not looking up. I know vision is very important to happen as well. So as soon as your head's down, it's always you have a loose ball through to kind of pick up like that.
Under all sorts of pressure are the Fairmont defenders as Paarl Gim now come away with it. It's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Keeper comes out, narrows down the angle. Excellent composure shown by the striker though, as he gets his way around the keeper. Unfortunately though, his shot comes off the upright. And it's end-to-end stuff. Yeah, between the second sides of Paarl Gim and Fairmont. Chances on both sides of the turf. This is certainly shaping up to be a very, very closely umpire Tian just laying down the law, making sure that everything happens. But here we see an excellent composure, not rushing his shot, allowing the keeper to make the first move. And as soon as the keeper went down on his haunches, striker had the presence of mind to get around him. There was a tight angle though, so to score from there would have been something to behold.
Yeah, he made a good decision as a player. It's very important to kind of, you know, be more composed in your striking ability and not just strike straight to the keeper. So I think he used his ability to think and have the vision before to kind of go around him, but just unlucky on that near post.
Jonty White in goals for Fairmont. We've just seen him actually play in the under-16 game, and it would seem as though he's doubling up, getting some extra game time here in the second team. And I guess that's all the kids want. They just want to be out there. Doesn't matter which side they're playing in. They just want to play.
Yeah, especially with COVID happening, like as more game time you can get, the better you can be, you know.
We saw in that under-16 game that goalkeeper Jonty White certainly kept his team in it, making some excellent saves. And, it doesn't change in this second team game as we will get our first short corner. And it goes the way of the home side. Short corners are always an attacking weapon. And it's something that teams practice at every single occasion that they can get. I mean, sometimes you even see the kids, when there's no practice, they're out there practicing the short corner executions.
Yeah, and I also think with this short corner, a good player to look at is Christophe Nortier. I think he will go down with his striking abilities in that one as well.
He's certainly shaping up to absolutely hit the casing of the ball, which he comes in, doesn't quite get hold of it fully, and is also straight at Jonty White, whose save actually gets the ball to the halfway line and allows Fairmont now to counter. Down the left-hand side they go into the circle. Far post option is there, but an excellent save from the Paarl Gim goalkeeper, getting his stick in the way and snuffing out yet another opportunity for the visitors.
Yeah, we look at a replay as well. Good reach out from the keeper. Nice reading the game. Nice reading with the players leading at. Top save there.
It's brilliant to see the goalkeeper being aware of what's going on, being aware of the situation, and snuffing out a would-be opportunity. From there, Paarl Gim have now bring himself back up the other end of the field, but this time the Fairmont defense says not today, not now at least. As soon as Fairmont gets the ball back, to give it back to the home side, who in turn says, no, you guys can have the ball. Into 23 goes Fairmont. Once again, it's end-to-end stuff in this second team game.
Yeah, I also think playing at a high level like this is very important to keep ball possession and to build up play rather than to give it away. So yeah.
Fortunately for Fairmont there, just pass, the final pass, just not going, or at least not finding a teammate. There's acres of space on the far post, but nobody there to accept it. Nobody there to get the ball on their stick and potentially have a chance to calmly and slot it into the back of the net, and the chance goes a-begging. 16 and a half minutes gone in the first half. It's two halves of 25 minutes for the second teams, and we remain goalless. Not for a lack of effort, not for a lack of trying. There's been chances at both ends. The reason why the scores remain the way it is down to the two men on the find themselves in the middle of the goals with all the protective gear on. The goalkeepers, they are the ones that have kept the clean sheets thus far. They are the ones that have kept the opposition at bay with some excellent saves. So now it comes down to a game of whether or not you can figure out a way to manipulate yourself past the goalkeeper, manipulate things to ensure that you get the ball into the back of the net. Home side in possession. It's Botha who tries to link up with his left half, anticipating an overlap, and unfortunately wasn't quite on the same wavelength on that occasion. As Fairmont now uses that channel to attempt an attack, but Botha picks up the loose ball, and his little hatch pass is picked up by the opposition, and long ball looking for the high-hanging striker from the visitors. Fortunately, just a little bit too far. Botha on the ball. He's the talisman. He's the general in the midfield. He pulls the strings for the home side. Gets his team into the opposition 23. Botha again. The ball hanging loose. Smashed in across the face. He's touched by the defender, and home side remains in possession with a long corner.
I must say Fairmont is definitely very good and composed in their defensive abilities, especially trying to kind of pressing them in a corner there, not to kind of be able to build up around the circle and using the baselines as an entry. So very good on Fairmont there, but I think we Paarl Gimnasium is going to have to man up on that situation, kind of want to build up if they want to kind of go through the circle entry. That
Our credit certainly goes to the Fairmont defenders. They've been staunch in defense. They've managed to turn the ball over. And it's when they do turn that ball over and they get the ball into the midfield that things start to happen. Almost seems as though Fairmont are playing to that. They want Paarl Gim to bring the game to them so they can get those little tackles and interceptions going so that they can launch a counter-attack. And as we've seen thus far in the opening almost 20 minutes of the first half, is that the counter-attacks is where Fairmont's very, very dangerous. That's where they created the opportunities. And this is the way that the home side created opportunities. Getting the ball neat into play, 1-2. Getting a man on the far post. And that's the way to get around Jonty White. If you can't go through him, get your way around him. And it's the home side, Paarl Gimnasium, who takes the 1-0 lead.
That's a good goal from Christoph Notier, being on person, being an available man. As we just spoken before about creating 2v1s in the circle. Top stuff on that.
Neat little interplay from Paarl Gim's side. And as you saw, the striker that had the ball, that played it across the face of it, he knew exactly where Nokia was. He knew he was on the far post. He didn't even have to lift his head up. As soon as the ball's on his stick, he knew, I'm hitting this to the far post, to an unmarked man. And just like that, Paarl Gym second team now enjoy a 1-goal lead over the visitors Fairmont. As the clock ticks down then to the last 4 minutes of the opening half. It's been an exciting game. It's been a real tussle. It's been hard fought. Midfield battles have been crucial. Both defenses have stood up tops. The goalkeepers have been excellent thus far. And that's the reason why there's only been 1 goal in this game. And the 1 goal that has come has been no mistake to the goalkeeper. Just excellent work from the attacking side. Paarl Gym looking to come down the right hand side. Nokia, fortunately this time the ball doesn't stick. But the clearance is picked up as Paarl Gym comes down once again through the right hand side. And getting one of those passes just a little bit out of reach. And that attack comes to naught. I'm sure this Fairmont's defensive side must be feeling a little bit of relief after that long spell of having to absorb a lot of pressure. Not recommended to do that if you are a defender trying to run the ball out. It's always going to create some sort of danger. Fortunately though, you do turn the ball over if your position does spill it. It allows them to, or at least allows you to get the ball back in, as Fairmont in the final 2.5 minutes of the half tries to get themselves into the opposition circle. It's been a neat feature of this Fairmont side. They happy to sit back and defend and hit the opposition on the counter attack. As you hear the assistant coaches on the side of the field barking instructions to those young men on the field. Into the circle, they go on the right hand side, looks for the 90 pass. It's a loose ball, picked up though. He's kept it in play and finds the foot of the opponent. And we finally, after 23 minutes of play, get to see the Fairmont short corner battery.
Yeah, it was a good execution from forward there, especially making a circle entry. Don't have any option to shoot and lose the ball. And what a beautiful foot we see right there. And getting that short corner, getting an outcome.
So as the Paarl Gym defenders gets themselves all set in the goals, the Fairmont attacking side that had the huddle, figured out their strategy, they know which play they're going to run. And it all starts with a push. It all starts with getting that ball to the stopper as fast and as flat as possible. It's a little bit slow, but the stop is good. The slip is to the left, and unfortunately not being able to get the ball on the end of the stick. Acres of space on the left-hand side, so really well done for the Fairmont side to, especially with the first short corner, go with a variation. It's not something you see often.
Yeah, it's definitely a coaching instruction to do, but the variation is always to break the front line running out towards you and being under pressure. So yeah, it's very good to use that as well. But generally, we would expect a drag flick to get going as well.
Yeah, that's the usual expectation, I guess, is that, you know, the very first short corner, it's always straight off the top, so you can figure out which lines they're running, you can figure out what the keeper is doing, and then you build on that, then you bring in the variations. So a little bit of a different tactic from the Fairmont side as they win another short corner as the halftime whistle goes. So this is going to be the final play of the half. And you'll probably notice that hopefully the entire Fairmont side makes their way up to the circle. You know that when halftime does come, or at least it is signaled, if there is a short corner, the short corner has to be played. And it's only deemed to be finished when the ball crosses the dotted 5-meter line on the outside of the circle. So we saw the left slip immediately from Fairmont. There was acres of space on that left side, so maybe they do the same thing. Maybe they're going to bluff us. So again, they do go to that left-hand side, this time on the front stick. Shot comes in, double save, triple save. Excellent work from the Paarl Gym goalkeeper as he pulls off multiple saves in the matter of 2 seconds. And because the umpire is a little unsighted, he's now conferring with his partner to figure out what was going on. And out of all of that, after everything that has happened, everything that's gone on, it's a re-award. It's Fairmont with their third short corner. But that's excellent work from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's very good work from the goalkeeper. Just getting his alignment so dead in line with that ball is very, very crucial as a goalkeeper. And also focusing on a third phase and a fourth phase coming from that first save as well. So top stuff to that keeper is there.
Up comes the cavalry for Fairmont this time. Everybody on the circle edge. It's a much better push. Drag flick comes into the glove side. Good save once again from the keeper. Second shot comes in. Another save from the goalkeeper. He has been absolutely amazing thus far. And that is it. It's the end of the first half. And what a way to finish. The Paarl Gymnasium goalkeeper has been absolutely phenomenal for his side.
Yeah, John Niman is just phenomenal in the goals today. Just carrying the second team Paarl Gymnasium on his hands, and here we go again. You can see the drag pick saving it back again, and also following that straight back into that second phase, coming in for a shot again. Well done.
So that is how the first half ends between Paarl Gymnasium and the visitors Fairmont. Jandre Niman, he is the man, keeping his side with a clean sheet, and it's a solitary goal that separates them. And when we return, we are set for an intriguing second half battle. We'll be with you shortly. as the sun disappears. The chill factor has come into play here at the Paarl Gimnasium A Astro. We're about to get back underway with the second half between the second team of the home school Paarl Gimnasium and the visitors Fairmont. And it is the home side, Paarl Gimnasium, that heads into the final 25 minutes of the game with a very, very slender 1-0 lead. But the visitors have had their chances. And if it wasn't for Paarl Gymnasium goalkeeper Yandre Niman being at the top of his game, scoreline would certainly have read a little bit differently. Jan, halftime has come and gone. What would you be telling your players if you were in the Fairmont side, finding yourself 1-0 down, but only because of a phenomenal goalkeeper in the Paarl Gym side?
Yeah, I'd say for my team, I think halftime is very important as a coach to kind of stipulate on having analysis on your opponents. So as you can see, you know, the first shot to the keeper is not necessarily working. So how are we going to kind of create a different scenario to score a goal? So I would recommend for my team to kind of, you know, create 2v1s, 3v1s, or even just get an outcome in a circle, which is very important.
And on the flip side, if you are Paarl Gymnasium, you 1-0 to the good, as we see Fairmont now with another chance, and goalkeeper comes out, makes another challenge, and I've says this time though, it is not legal. Goalkeeper absolutely clatters into the striker, and the umpire has zero option but to award the penalty stroke. And if you had noticed, Paarl Gymnasium goalkeeper, he was wearing a bright yellow, bright green top, is now wearing purple. That's not because Yandre Niman decided to change his top. The Paarl Gymnasium side actually changed their goalkeeper. It is Theo Odendaal who's now in the polls, and on the first chance that he gets to stamp his authority on the game, he concedes a penalty stroke. It's just one of those things in this game where a major infringement inside the circle, a goal scoring opportunity as you will. If there's an infringement, this is the end result. Goes to the stick side and calmly slots it away, and it's the visitors who are back in it. It's all leveled up, one each. So we see it once again. There's plenty of power behind that one. It's an awkward height for the keeper. Really, really well taken piece stroke. Really, really well executed.
Yeah, it was very good. That's a very good height for a striker to go to, especially with the goalkeeper. It's very difficult to get your leg and your hand there. So yeah, it's definitely quite difficult for the keeper to expect. But yeah, phenomenal goal.
That is the ideal start for Fairmont. Found themselves trailing in the first half and came out all guns blazing in the second. Got themselves an early goal, and it's all tied up. It's one apiece. Like we said at the end of the first half, we are heading to an intriguing battle and an intriguing rest of the game. So we're certainly living up to that one. With 3 minutes gone in the second half. Either side giving each other an inch. It's been a tough battle out in the middle. Midfield is where it's all at. Defenders have been doing their part. Goalkeepers have been absolutely amazing thus far. Barring the mistake from Odendaal in the Paarl Gymnasium goal. But he can be forgiven for that. It's a bit of a chilly night, and for the entire first half he was sitting on the bench, so he was maybe a little bit cold and decided on that opportunity. He needs to get warm, so he decided to run out a little bit and get himself involved. Got himself a bit too involved. So out come the home side now with an attack. Acres of space through the middle. But he doesn't see the defender tracking back from the blind side, who makes the tackle and decides to go on a run, but his pass forward doesn't find a teammate. And possession is turned over once again. The home side now into the 23. Acres of space in the circle. Free ride. All the way to the P spot. Gets the shot in. Comes off the defender's foot. But that is very, very lazy defending.
Yeah, you know, as a coach, you would want your players to step on the ball carrier and put as much pressure on them. And also from a keeper's side, it's not ideal to kind of clear that ball up in the air, as it makes it area danger and allows the short corners to be blown.
Certainly, you would have wanted at least one of your defenders to make that step up, meet the striker outside of the circle. Try and, if anything, if you're giving away a foul outside the circle, it's a lot easier than giving something away inside the circle, because now you've got to defend a short corner, and it's a short corner that'll see Christoph Nukier licking his lips to try and get a shot away.
Yeah, I think a guy we're going to have to look out for here is definitely Jock Puerta for his drag flick coming in.
I see Nukier has taken up one of the stopping positions. Does go to Puerta, who comes in with a drag flick. It's not clean though. It somehow makes its way to the keeper, who, John T. White, makes the save. He's pretty chuffed about that. But the danger's not gone though. It's the home side who remain in possession. Puerta on the ball. Finds a teammate who wants to go back towards the left. Plenty of pressure on the ball carrier though from Fairmont defense. Space on that side for Puerta, but it's Maka. Makes the interception, and now he goes on a bit of a run. Maka Maureva on the ball. Spins out, links up with the oncoming teammate. That's nice to see from a player that when he does make the interception, he goes on a run and identifies that there's no other options ahead of him. So he slows things down, turns out, and links up with those coming through.
Yeah, it's important to break down play, especially if you can't have a gap forwards and you can't go forwards and you're under pressure. It's important to break down play and let your fellow teammates come and attack and be man over as well.
Acres of space on the right hand side for Fairmont. Ball goes in dangerously, it's loose. But it's dealt with by Paarl Gimnasium defense. And excellent stepping up from the right half of Fairmont, but fortunately ball comes off the wrong side of his stick and gives possession back to Paarl Gim. It's one pass and there's acres of space now for them on the right hand side into the circle. Ball is loose, but good defense once again. End-to-end stuff here. Strap yourselves in, folks. We're in for an exciting conclusion to this game in the final 18 minutes. See again, once again, acres of space on the right-hand side for Fairmont. Maka picking the ball up, deciding to go infield, but it's stolen by Nokia. And in his attempt to win the ball back, Maka Maureva, with a not so good tackle, has brandished the green card and he'll be off for 2 minutes. But his 2 minutes will only start once he sits down on the chair. So all of this time now is free time for Paarl Gimnasium as Maka finds his place on the seat and his 2 minutes is officially underway. High press from Fairmont, trying to turn the ball over, which they do. Seems like it came off the Paarl Gimnasium foot, but the umpire, Tian, says nope. First challenge it was. So it's the home side who remains in possession. Gets the ball to the opposite side of the field with 2 passes, but as we've seen time and time again, it takes one Fairmont defender to step up ahead of the man and make that interception. It's pretty much been the rub of the green thus far in this game as Nokia looks to smash one across the face. He tops it a little bit, so allows the Fairmont defenders to reorganize themselves and clear the danger. There was an infringement though, as the home side remain in possession, keeping the pressure on the Fairmont defense. Big ball into the circle. It's a scramble, mad scramble. John T. White attempting to make the save, but nobody there to assist him to get the ball out of the way, and it falls kindly to, it looks like, Nokia. And he's able to turn it in as the home side regain the lead.
Yeah, it was very, very good building up play and working on the rebound phase as well from the keeper. Especially going in for that and going for a rebound. As you can see, picking up the play, going around the keeper, and good vision with that as well.
Yeah, as a goalkeeper, when you are making that save and the rebound is a little bit out of your reach, you'd want a defender close by to clear the danger for you. Unfortunately, though, for Jordan White, the ball fell kindly to Nokia. He was able to turn it in despite the best efforts of White, who attempted to get himself, or at least get his stick in the way. But be that as it may, it's the home side who enjoys a 2-1 lead. It's definitely a tightly contested encounter with about 15 minutes to go in the game. There's little to separate these teams, but now things are starting to open up. It's a big ball, one-on-one with the keeper. White comes out trumps on this occasion. He comes out, he nullifies the space, makes an excellent save. We certainly see now the game is opening up. A lot of space now, plenty of gaps for long balls to come in. Do you think that's the way that the rest of the match is going to play out, the last 14 minutes?
Yeah, I think there's still 40 minutes to go. Players' legs do get tired, and as soon as they get tired, they get a bit lazy. So I think with now with that, they have more vision going around. But I think going through the game, let's hope for the best and see if they can still keep up to that.
This is the time in the game where the fitness is certainly tested. Not only the fitness of the legs, but the fitness of the mind. How much can you keep your mind in it? How mentally strong are you when the legs get tired? Is the mind going to say, right, I'm too tired, I can't run anymore? As Fairmont now comes in, it's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Lays it off, open poles, another shot at goal. And again a stroke awarded to the visitors. This time, no fault of the goalkeeper. He was left stranded. It was an open net. Striker gets the shot in, but it comes off the body of the defender. Excellent work to draw the keeper out, and had it not been for the ball touching the defender's body, that ball would have been in the back of the net, which justifies the penalty stroke. It's the second one we've seen of the game, second one going to the visitors. He went stick side the first time with a little bit of elevation. He goes stick side again on the second occasion. This time though, outfoxes the goalkeeper, keeps it low in the bottom corner. And in terms of percentages, Ian, that's the flick that you want.
Yeah, of course, the keeper's always, as a flicker, you want to read the keeper's body position, where it goes to as well. So I think with that, the keeper definitely leaned a bit more to his left side, and you just see the open goal on his right. So good vision on that.
So it's all tied up at the midway point of the second half. It is the home side, Paarl Gimnasium 2, the visitors Fairmont 2. It's the second sides that are currently doing battle. It is the precursor, the curtain raiser, to what is going to be an epic encounter in a few minutes' time when the first teams of Fairmont and Paarl Gym take to the field. That is the one that everybody's been looking forward to all day. The under 14s, the under 16s, and now the second side, they've had their time to shine. As we look in the peripheries of our eyesight onto the B field, we see the first sides going through their warm-up routines, getting themselves ready, getting themselves into the mental space they need for the upcoming encounter. Fairmont turns the ball over very quickly, and it's Paarl Gym now looking to launch a counter-attack. Plenty of pace on that young man as he tries to get around on the outside. chooses the option of laying it back to the support runners coming in. Excellent work back from Makamaureva. Just breaks up that attack and allows his teammates to get back behind the ball, get numbers in defense. Paarl Gim takes it quickly. Acres of space on the left-hand side. They do find the man on the overlap. He's got a free run into the circle. Nobody engaging him. Links up on the 45. Ball goes in. Another excellent save by White, who absolutely smashes one with the kicker. But it's dangerous. And the home side's got another short corner.
Yeah, well done on him going into the circle entry there, especially creating a 2v1. As you can see, the 90 ball back and then a straight flick into the keeper. But good choice from John to step out on that and making good clearance.
I was listening to the first team coach of Fairmont, and he does say that John T absolutely loves that. He loves engaging the strikers. He loves coming out and closing down the angles and making things difficult for them. It's helped him thus far. It's working. But as we enter the final 10 minutes of the game, he's got to save this one first. It is Botha who goes for the flick. It's towards the stick side. Comes off the post, and it's a mad scramble in the D. Somehow, some way, Fairmont have managed to keep the ball out. It's unlucky for Botha. An excellent drag flick just comes off the upright. Botha on the ball once again, looks to fire it into the circle, but ball is intercepted. And as quickly as it got out, comes back in the circle. Nyokia on the back stick. Fortunately for him, though, he pulls it a little bit. Ball goes agonizingly wide, but what an excellent phase of play for the home side. Yes, they conceded a goal, but they're right back up on the opposition. They're right back in the opposition circle. And it certainly seems right now, Ian, that the momentum is certainly side in white.
Yeah, they do. Both sides are doing well. No, I think there's a lot of pressure on both sides as well, going into an equal score of 2-2. So they're both trying to have possession on the ball, but we can see that Gim is definitely the side to beat, to definitely have more possession on the ball, and trying to get an outcome to that.
Certainly momentum with the home side. It's been momentum that has been exchanging hands throughout this contest, throughout the encounter. And that is why the scoreline reached 2-2, which to me, thus far, has been a true reflection of the game. It's been evenly poised from the outset. Both teams have had the opportunities. Both teams have kept each other at bay in various stages through the defense, the goalkeeper, and the midfield tussle has been nice to see. It's nice to see the work rates of both midfield sets of players, wanting to assist the defense, wanting to get an attack. And for Paarl Gim, a lot has come around that man on the ball. Jacques Botha. A lot of the attacking opportunities have come through him. He's had a hand in a lot of them. For Fairmont, it's just been a case of hanging on, trying to nullify Botha as much as they can, which they've done for the most part. But it's now up to Fairmont to just ride this wave of pressure, try and get themselves out on the other side as Paarl Gimnasium are blown up for a little bit of obstruction as Fairmont reverts back to their counter-attack type of hockey, where they allow Paarl Gim to bring numbers forward. Look for the interceptors. Botha, the dangerous man. Out comes White once again, making an exceptional save. John T. White has certainly kept his Fairmont side in the game. And it's a 2-on-1 now for Fairmont. Space on the outside. They get it through the legs. Into the circle they go, but cover defense is there for the home team. An excellent attacking counter-attack opportunity for the visitors. Comes to nothing, but the pressure's not on out yet. Back into the circle. 1-2 links up on the far post. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the epitome of a team goal.
Yeah, it's good execution there. Coming to the baseline and creating that space, leading in there. and a good phenomenal backstep goal coming in there.
And just like that, the scoreline reached 3-2 in the favor of the visitors.
Now here we can see again, going into that, creating that 3-man into the goalkeeper. I think the goalkeeper has to commit to the ball carrier and just needs his defenders back there to kind of make that save.
I do believe that the goal scorer, just by looking at his boots and his stick, is the same goal scorer that slotted both penalty strokes. So the celebration is certainly justified with him running arms aloft after he slotted that one, because it is a hat-trick for the young man. Hat-tricks are something that don't come around very often. So if you get one, you certainly make sure that you celebrate properly. He's got to tell plenty of his buddies about the 3 goals he's put away in today's game. And if they don't believe him, well, they can catch this match on Super Sport Schools. And he's got plenty of evidence to show his teammates that he scored all 3 of his team's goals. So into the final 5 minutes, Jan. First time in the game that Paarl Gym has found themselves trailing.
Yeah, I must say, Paarl Gym is the 2 penalty strokes definitely let him down and then got in the head, where the mental state is going to be very important this last 5 minutes now. It's to keep composure and keep being consistent on the ball and keeping possession. Yeah, just to drive forward and to build up play in every opportunity they can get.
So at half time, it was the home side who enjoyed a 1-0 lead. And then early in the second half, Paarl Gimnasium conceding a penalty stroke and duly slotted by Fairmont to make it 1-1. Another opportunity this time for Fairmont, but keeper comes out once again, and umpire Tian Stein says, "You've taken the striker out for the second time," and it's the 3rd penalty stroke awarded to the visitors. Ian, you wanted the goalkeeper to come out, and he's done that.
Yeah, I think with my knowledge, and the goalkeeper did touch the ball, and with the rules being stipulated, the goalkeeper does touch the ball and not take out the player at first, then it's a valid tackle. It's made.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, the video replay system and, you know, challenging such decisions is coming to play in the international game. And that's the reason, because these umpires, you got to understand, they got to make a decision in a split second. So it's from what he sees, and the umpire has decided that what the goalkeeper did was illegal.
Yeah.
And that's 4 for that young man. He's gotten all the goals for his side. He slotted away 3 penalty strokes, and all 3 of them went the same direction.
Yeah, as a keeper, it's very important to analyze that, to know that, okay, cool, the striker might go to the same spot.
So then, with 2.5 minutes to go in the game between the second sides of Paarl Gimnasium and Fairmont, it is the visitors who now have a 2-goal cushion, thanks to all 4 of their goals being scored by the same player. But back comes Paarl Gimnasium. Loose ball in the circle, and it's calmly slotted away. Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in. This final 2 minutes is going to be an absolute thriller. It is 4-3 to Fairmont. The home side, Paarl Gimnasium, showing that you definitely don't want to give up in this game of hockey.
Yeah, it's very important to, especially as soon as you get the opportunity, to go forward, but also in every game, it's important that last few minutes to always push through and get down unexpected goals.
Yeah, lapse of concentration from the Fairmont side. They must have thought, listen, we're 2 goals up. There's only 2.5 minutes to play. We can relax. And that just shows you right there, in a game of hockey, you cannot relax. You cannot take your foot off the pedal. You cannot have a lapse in concentration, because your 2-goal cushion can be nullified almost immediately. And that's what happened with the home side Paarl Gym, getting themselves their third goal, making it a 1-goal game as we enter the final 60 seconds. It's all going to come down to composure. This final few seconds is all going to come down to who can keep their heads. Who will be able to remain calm in a high-pressure situation. And on that occasion, with that attack, it is the visitors who managed to do so. But can they do it again? As Paarl Gym gets back into the circle. Ball firing across the face, and unfortunately nobody there. If I was the Fairmont side with 10 seconds remaining, I'd be walking to that ball.
Yeah, you want to take your time on that, hey? You want to slow down the game as long as you can, especially being 1-0 up. You don't want the home side to come back to equalize that to 4-4.
Okay, it's all on the technical table on the side of the field right now, as on our screens time is up, but we don't have the official time. The official time is kept by the officials on the side of the field. So all of this right now, as we would say, it's mahala. It's mahala time for Paarl Gimnasium to try to get themselves level. It's also mahala time for Fairmont to try and get themselves another goal. You never know what can happen in the game of hockey. Probably one final attack now for Paarl Gimnasium, but a massive tackle coming in. Umpire says illegally done, but it's only outside, so no short corner. As the final whistle goes. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Eon, an exceptional game of hockey.
Yeah, that was a very good game of hockey. Well done to Fairmont coming back from second half, being down and coming back to a phenomenal playoff win, winning that game at 3-4.
Well, an exceptional game of hockey has come to an end. It's a game that we wanted to see two sides equally matched, going head to head. And on this occasion, it's the visitors that comes out tops. It's the visitors who take the game 4-3. But up next is the big one. Up next.